Hello, this is Totera, and this is a Scram Web production, Kill All the Things 3. This is my third Eve video, really, and my inspiration for it is from The Watchmen. None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. For this video, I'm using a Republic Fleet firetail, which is a Navy faction frigate that's relatively inexpensive due to lots of Minmatar LP farming. It's a great ship, it's fast, it does not require capacitor to shoot, and the fourth mid slot is typically free for either a second webifier, tracking disruptor, or if you want to go dual prop. It is vulnerable to tracking disruption, and it has below average DPS and below average tank for a Navy frigate. My fit is designed to sort of counter that, where basically I have an armor repair to give it a bit of tank, and my warp drive fit to really take advantage of the speed, and then the main thing is a scrambler and 2 webifiers. I want to hold my target down so that I can shoot them. I have a damage graph here which shows against another Republic Fleet firetail fit with a tracking disruptor. Without its tracking disruptor, if it's going right angles to me, I lose half my damage. With this tracking disruptor, I'm down to even a quarter of my damage. If I was fighting the ship without any webifiers, I'd be dead because my damage is so reduced. However, my 2 webifiers, when I turn them on, boost my damage up to almost full damage at about that 2 to 3 kilometer range. So those 2 stasis webifiers negate the effect of tracking disruption, either for tracking speed or tracking range, because I'll fight them really close and hold them from giving me any transversal. The other option would have been to go with an afterburner in addition to the micro warp drive, dual prop. By going the same direction as the target ship, I can negate the transversal velocity. I'm not doing that in this video. It's a bit more finicky to do, although it does open up some possibilities. So here's my first fight in this fit that I'm going to show you. Because this is a very long fight, I am speeding up this video 5 times. I'm fighting an incursus here. Basically, we're in a faction warfare plex, and we started fighting. As you can see, I'm holding him around 7,500 meters distance, which means I'm still able to hit him for 60-70% of damage with barrage, but him using null is barely able to do damage to me at all. He has got a cap booster, I think, and repair, so I'm unable to overcome his reps. If I went close to him, I wouldn't be able to tank his damage, and he'd be able to tank mine just fine, and I'd die. So that's why I'm out at range, where I've got the advantage, and really it becomes an issue of who is going to last longer. Will he run out of cap boosters before I run out of patience, or someone else comes and causes problems? This battle is so long, I'm actually able to refill my nanite repair paste on my ancillary armor repair several times during the course of the fight. It's a very low damage battle, but it goes on and on and on. And this really highlights the advantage of the dual webs. I've basically stopped him in his tracks. He can try to slingshot me out of scramble range or closer for more damage, but he's not really going to have a lot of luck doing that because I'm holding him down so tightly. And since barrage has got great fall off, I am able to hit him when he can't hit me for very much. I almost get him there. He gets down to 3% structure, but he manages to save himself. But it really is just a matter of time. Who's going to run out of resources first? And he's going through cap boosters quite quickly. And I think it takes 12 minutes long. Eventually, he finally goes down. I think I sent over 500 rounds of barrage ammo into him over the course of the fight. So he finally goes down. Good fights all. Definitely shows the strength of this frigate against a high damage frigate with short range. Here I'm fighting a couple kestrels. For various reasons, we've been sort of dancing around this plex. I've peeled one of the kestrels a distance from me, a distance from the warping point. And I'm pretending like I don't have micro drive. I'm pretending I have an afterburner by really only going about 1/3 my maximum speed with my warp drive. He seems to fall for it. He's being very careful, trying to keep out of range, but he's going to try to get within 24 kilometers so he can point me, and being light missile fit, he could do damage to me. And if he can get me, 20 kilometers range, if I was afterburner fit, he'd have me dead to rights because he'd be able to hit me and I wouldn't be able to hit him. Unfortunately for him, I'm playing that little trick I like to do where I pretend I'm afterburner fit, and when I need to, when I get him locked up and I'm all ready, I suddenly floor the accelerator effectively, burn right towards him, quickly get scram and webs on him, and then I've got damage on him and I can kill him. I think this is a great illustration of that strategy of using the fluttered micro-warp drive to pretend to be an afterburner fit in order to fool kiting ships into engaging you. I'm not a kiting ship, I'm a close range ship, so when I engage a kiting ship at close range, I almost always will win. Like what happened there. I'm certainly willing to accept a lot of damage to get to that point because I can always repair. Here's another fight. It starts off with a kestrel. This sort of turns into a serial, one after another. That's what I love about faction warfare plexes. You often get lots of multiple fights. Here, I'm basically sitting right near the button. As soon as the ship comes in, I motor towards him at full speed and try and grab him before he has a chance to burn away. In this particular one, he didn't try to burn away in time, and I quickly get my scram and double webs on him, and then it becomes only a matter of time. Whether he's missile fit or rocket fit, I have an advantage. He was basically scout for his friend in a Condor, which is a bit backwards, but his friend in a Condor is on scan. I can tell by setting my range to about 21 million kilometers, just dropping a couple digits off the standard maximum range. I'm able to see this Condor sitting at the warp-in point at the gate, and I'm just waiting for him to show up. Sure enough, I wait a few seconds, and the Condor will show up again, sitting right on the button. Because that's where everyone warps in. They basically warp into the beacon. I, as quickly as I can, punch it and try and grab him. He does the same thing. He engages my warp drive and tries to motor away, trying to get out of scram range. But especially since I am my warp drive fit myself and fairly fast, I'm able to go almost as fast as him, and he doesn't get enough distance before my scrambler gets a lock and shuts him down real quick. And then would quickly burn the ship down. He doesn't have much tank. In fact, he has a small ancillary shield booster, which in general I think is a mistake. Medium modules on frigates make sense. So anyways, that was a nice one after another. Could have been a 2-for-1, but here I managed to split them up. And it really illustrates the objective of grabbing people very quickly when they land on the plex button. This is a bit of a different situation. I had just had a fight with a Condor, and his Griffin friend had warped into the warp-in point of the plex. After killing the Condor, I warped out and came back to land on the button to go after the Griffin. It's usually a bad idea to go after Griffin. The fights are extremely frustrating. As you can see, I quickly did my usual. I grabbed him, webbed him, held him down, murdering him, and then boom, he suddenly gets a jam on me, and my ship basically turns off. And I sit here unable to move very quickly, unable to shoot him, unable to do anything except suck my thumb and hope I get a lock. I'm watching the timer. Whenever it gets close to the bottom of the 20 seconds. A jam lasts for 20 seconds. So if I look, I see it's 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. When it gets to 0, I want to be ready to lock him up. And here I get a lock on him. Yippee, quickly throw all the modules on him and do as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, hoping to bring him down before he gets another jam off. I don't know if he is 1 jammer or 2, but it's not looking good. So I managed to get through this guy's armor, but after a few seconds, he manages to get actually 20 seconds I think it is, his jammer gets another crack at it, and I get taken offline. This is the joys of fighting a jamming ship. At any point he could warp away, but now it's a question of how much damage he's going to do. Is he going to kill me before I get another lock on him? And that's really the question. I have lots of ability to repair. Again, I'm kind of hoping to let my armor bleed. So he thinks he's winning. He thinks he's almost got me. And then when so he doesn't run away, because I don't want him to run away. I don't think I want him to run away. Oops, I get a lock on him. And nope, I missed the jam there. I missed the lock there. So I'm starting to really bleed into armor. I'm not faking it anymore. And what I want to do is, you know, tail lock. I switched to long range ammo since earlier we were fighting about 6 kilometers. I kept on missing some of my shots, which turned out to be a bad idea because now I went in close and I've got the wrong type of ammo. When I finally do get a lock, I'm shooting long range ammo at him at close range. Doesn't matter though. Once I get those scrams and webs on him, he stops moving pretty quickly and I'm able to actually hit him. Almost kill him there. A couple more rounds, then down he goes. Very frustrating fight. So here's another fight at a plex. In this case, again, there's another multiple engagements at one plex. As I started fighting this guy, this Navy hookbill, I tried to do my usual burn quickly and grab him, and I don't quite get within range. He doesn't quite get within overloaded scram range, which is a little frustrating. I try multiple times, and he doesn't quite reach it. So I motor away. Let's rethink things. Really what I should be doing is overloading my webifiers, because they've got 10-kilometer range, 12 overloaded. So I can get him webbed, then I can slow him down enough that I can go and actually get a scram on him. So I do a little bit of repair. I don't even let my shield fully recharge. I don't want him to run away. And I get back there into the plex and see if I can grab him real quick. This time, overloading everything. Hopefully I won't burn out too much stuff. The overload makes a huge difference on range. It seems to be that key couple kilometers you need is what the overload gives you. So again, he's sitting about 30 kilometers off the beacon, which is pretty smart. I hit my overload in my corp drive, and I try to get as close to him as possible. Try to activate everything. Again, I'm just outside scram range, but fortunately my overloaded webifiers, they go a bit further than the scram, and I'm able to web him, double web him, in fact, pretty much grinding him to a halt. Then I get him scrammed. Then I very quickly turn off the overload on my mid slots, and now it's just a matter of burning down the Kadari Navy hookbill, which is a pretty tough ship in itself, but is fit for sensor disruption and kiting, which isn't really doing a whole lot of good for him at this range, so I'm able to easily take him down. My main concern would be tracking disruption, as I've said. Sensor disruption doesn't do much for me. I'm a close range fighter. So, same plex, a couple minutes later. I see a Merlin on scan, so again I get close to the button. Actually probably in the wrong spot here, so I get close to the warping point, which is the icon there, the beacon. And when the ship starts to land in, I basically turn everything up to 11 and turn my corp drive and burn right towards him and try and grab him with my webifier and my scrambler. As soon as I get him caught, I want to be close range to him. Merlin is a reasonable mid-range fighter. Certainly when I was using barrage against the Incursus, he's got a bonus to range. So I want to be close to him and maybe even orbiting a bit just to make his tracking not so good, certainly not as good as my tracking. So once I grab him, I bring him to a halt. I've got control over the maneuverability here since my ship is faster than him, with him only having one web on me, and I can burn him down. Merlins have a pretty tough tank, but I'm able to burn through pretty quickly, especially since my ammo is tailorable to shields. So anyways, I eventually get him down. So anyways, this Plex still has more to deliver. In this case, an Atron with a couple minutes left, actually 15 minutes left on the Plex, an Atron decides to show up and go after me. Who am I to argue? An Atron is a Galente frigate designed for speed and does good damage, short range. It's a nasty little ship, very fast, very deadly ship, like a slasher or an executioner or a condor. Condor. However, it does not have the tank of, say, an Incursus or something. So my first objective is to grab him as quickly as I can, get him at point blank range. I failed to do that. I think I had a brief window there where I could have webbed him, but I didn't do it. And he puts on that dangerous tracking disruption. I hate tracking disruption. It really is going to mess me up if I get into a fight with him and I didn't have some mitigation strategy. So He unfortunately is fit for close range, so he has to get close to me again. So he basically motors towards me. He's going hope that I'm shield fit and I don't have web fire, or certainly not dual webs. I do, and I grab him, I hold him down, I stop him cold. So his tracking disruption doesn't mess me up as much as he is hoping, and I'm able to apply DPS to him. He does awesome damage. The blaster fit Galante ships are awesome, but I have much better tank than he has, being a Navy frigate, and I'm able to take him down. So that was a good third fight in the same Plex. Thanks for watching. You can check out, for more of my stuff, you can check out my blog, scramweb.blogspot.ca. And of course, here's my YouTube channel. And any donations are greatly appreciated to help fund my ships. I would like to thank CCP for developing this awesome game, Agony Unleashed for showing me the ropes, everyone who saved CCP from going down the path of mediocrity with the riots in Jeddah a couple of years ago, and anyone willing to get into a fight. Cheers.